This is the John Hallett Podcast. And now your host, John Hallett.
Self-doubt. I always have a hard time starting the show all alone. Josh is back from vacation but not feeling good, so I don't want his sickness around me. Even though I always say, I'm not going to get sick, I'm healthy and strong. Again, we're talking about self-doubt. So self-doubting, oh, I'm going to be sick, I'm dying, all this other stuff. And hopefully this is good and the audio quality is okay, guys. I had to go for my phone today. Sometimes the easiest thing, I don't know what was going on with the live stream on the PC, but it's giving me problems. So I guess I do need Josh around occasionally. Need Josh, you're out there listening. But we've got nobody, and you're like, oh, self-doubt. Nobody listens to me. I don't know why I'm doing these things. You know, when I feel that way, I really just say, who cares? I'm just doing it for me. You know, do your thing. Who cares if anybody's listening? You know, maybe you help one person. Hey, at least you help one person out there. If you are involved in a martial art, you know, telling other people about it, telling people the benefits of it, you know. Get out there and help your community. Even if you help one person, you convince one person. You might have to talk to 100 to convince that person to do it. Because a lot of times, hey, they're filled with self-doubt. I can't do that. I'm not going to get a black belt. I'm not good enough to get there. We've got to get those things out of our head. They're all going to pop in there. Hey, am I going to win this game? And then you're doubting yourself. Is there somebody better? The person you're going up against, they're better. You just got to get your mindset right. And I know that can be hard. I go through times where I have plenty of self-doubt and I'm not feeling like the fighter, the warrior that I am and I'm capable of, because, you know, maybe other things in your life are tough and you're feeling weak and you're feeling down. You just got to reconvince yourself. You've got to wrap your head around that this world can just kind of suck and beat you down. And who cares if nobody's listening? You know, I always tell Josh that, you know, the freaking podcast, you know, takes up whatever. It can take up an hour a week. It can take up more than that. You know, this one I'm thinking is going to be short because I am up against a class here. So it always kind of forces me to hit go live because, you know, full of self-doubt. What am I going to talk about? Being here alone. And that's kind of what I was thinking of last night. You know, what am I going to talk about on the podcast? I don't even know why I do these things. Am I helping anybody? Is there anybody out there? I was out, I always call it the Christmas stroll for Castle Rock because I am from Nantucket Islands. Well, Rentham, Mass, if you want to get specific, but I really grew up on Nantucket Island, and they had the famous Christmas stroll, still goes on, quite the production sometimes, and, you know, a lot of people just want to be seen there, so there's a lot of celebrities and different things going around. But Castle Rock has the star lighting, but I was called Christmas stroll out of habit. Bumped into an old member and said, oh, I listen to your podcast. Hey, that made me feel great. Got rid of some of that self-doubt that you're out here doing those things. Look, whatever goes in your head, you know, you guys know I love to use the word suck less. Just be a little bit better. But it's not in a negative way. It's not beating me up. I think that, you know, we can all beat ourselves up in other ways. And it's just a reminder to me that if you're not training, that you suck. You're going downhill. You're losing your edge. You've got to keep that. And again, I see some of you really like the double down episode that we did. You've got to get on it, guys. Double down. Right now. Why are you waiting for the new year? Oh, I don't know if I can do it. I'm always so busy. You know, I had a cancellation at the gym. What happened to your interest? Too busy. We're always too busy. You just have to do it. You got to get it in your calendar and do it. That's just as simple as that. And get that doubt out of your head. Oh, I can't do that. I can't give that up. Forget it, guys. You can. You just got to tell yourself over and over again, whatever little mantra that you come up with that kind of works for you, that, hey, I can do this. I want to drop a pant size, 2 pant size. Get after it. You can do it. Stop doubting yourself. humans do amazing things all of the time, from, picking a car up or a heavy object that person couldn't deadlift to, quote, save their life in the gym. But when a loved one is stuck underneath that thing, they can pick it up. You can do it. You just got to convince yourself. You got to say it over and over again. I can. I am. And things I say when we are in classes, whether it's a fitness class here at RMSDF or a Krav Maga class or our Citizen Defender firearms training, where you can get your CCW. Just let us know. You can get your CCW here, and we've got some great advanced training to go along with that. We've got 3 classes is what we're throwing in there that you can get your CCW. If you're here in Douglas County, Colorado, get 2 Citizen Defender trainings. Get more than that. I kind of call it an enhanced CCW. Get that and get a Krav Maga class, all with your CCW, because you need ongoing training. Otherwise, you're sucking. You have a firearm and you're sucking. Nick, this past weekend, one of our Citizen Defender classes, who's law enforcement, reminded me, I hadn't heard it in a long time, when you carry a gun, every fight you get into, there's a gun there. Whatever room you walk into, there's a gun, and that could be taken away from you. You could forget about it. That's our Citizen Defender class. It takes ongoing training. You're kind of fooling yourself. Dunning-Kruger, look it up. Google it, guys. You have this false confidence. You think you can do it, but you're not training. You're not making those decisions. I think this stuff is fun. I'll do it all the time. I'll do, dry work by myself, and I do, nothing replaces that live stuff that you can do with other people, putting you through a scenario and running those and running those and running them again. So when you get into a position, there is no self-doubt. Am I going to make that shot? You've trained to look around. You've trained yourself over and over again. Because it's one thing to say, oh, know your target and what's beyond it. But doing that off the range with other people walking around, getting that training in. We just did a one that I was a loved one and just kind of walked in the line of fire. They just missed me, but they didn't get a good shot off. They said, oh, they've got that CERT laser pistol. They saw the red on their shoulder. But now you're dealing with a guy shot in the shoulder. I hate to say that's nothing, because I wouldn't want to get shot in the pinky toe, but you have that guy, and now you have your loved one in between you. Your neck, you've got things to deal with. We can do these things with those CERT laser pistols. And again, guys, I saw these, I don't know how many years ago, and I was like, oh man, whatever. They're just shooting laser pistols. I've seen different variations of that. Man, the training that we do now, oh, I wish, and I tell people, it's just like I said, I wish I found Krav Maga's version of self-defense and fighting years earlier, but I didn't. And that makes me worse off, better off. I don't know. Self-doubt. Jeez, I don't know. But when you find it, and you just got to train it and do it. You don't want that self-doubt when you are about to pull the trigger. How is your shot? How's your stance? Can we even say that in basic Krav Maga? Guys, you cannot be thinking about a fight stance when you're in a fight. That stuff has to be automatic, and you need to drill it. And over again. Drilling. So this episode's been on self-doubt just a little bit, and you got to get that out of your head. Shut up. Self-doubt. I hate you. Get out of my head. You've got to battle it, but you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it and do it. Take the first step. That's always the hardest. It's always the most intimidating one. Stepping into any martial art for the first time is always intimidating. It's always a little hard. How am I going to do? You just have to start. You just have to get yourself in there and do it, and tell yourself, I can do this. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard. Stop doubting yourself. Don't be your worst enemy. You've got to be your best friend. It's you. But we have these voices in our heads, and they pop up from here to there. and different factors in life can, make them louder or quiet them down. But at the end, you've got to have the discipline to get in. We say dedicated, disciplined, resilient, and relentless here at RMSDF. Get after it. You can do it. And maybe you're having doubts as a white belt that, oh, you're looking at these upper belts. Do I stack up? Can I do it? I heard that next throw down the gauntlet. And that's what we call testing here at RMSDF, because so many people told me they didn't want to test. And I said, oh, look at that picture. It's all crooked behind me. Jeez, maybe it's falling. Uh-oh, not looking good back there, guys. Sorry. Or am I crooked? Maybe I'm crooked. So, we started calling it throw down the gauntlet. Hey, we're issuing a challenge. People go out there and do tough mutters or warrior dash, or do different things, go on, 24-hour hikes and all sorts of ways to challenge yourself. So that's our testing, where people look at, oh, geez, that next test is really hard. I heard it's super hard. It's going to be more fighting than the last level. Hey, I'm up into that. I'm going from intermediate belt levels to the advanced belt levels here at Rocky Mountain. You can do it. You just have to tell yourself, I can do this. I'm going to get after it. I'm going to train hard. Whether you're doing some extra push-ups, squats, sit-ups at home, or doing something every morning when you wake up, do something. Your diet, how you're fueling yourself, that's going to help you. And when you have that self-doubt creep in, say, look, I've been doing all these things. F you, self-doubt, get out of my head. I've been training more consistently. I've doubled down on my training and I'm getting after it. You can do this, guys. You just have to put your mind to it. And that little voice on your shoulder that says donuts are good. As Jocko says, sugar-coated lies. I think one of my favorite lines from him, sugar-coated lies. Stop listening to that voice. You just have to tell it to shut up. All right, guys. We've got our accelerated learning program that is private or semi-private lessons with me. I was just telling somebody I can move because they've got a lot of East Coast calls. Hey, I can move my training around to fit your schedule. I just need a schedule, right? And things are going to move. Do I want to move it around? Well, I kind of do, because I want this person in there, but it just becomes, okay, now on Fridays, instead of working out at 5:30 a.m., maybe it's 7:30, maybe it's 9:30, but I just have to get that schedule down, readjust everything I'm doing to make it work. So many people just make an excuse, I can't do this. You can. You just have to prioritize what you want to do. So that accelerated learning program is phenomenal, like small group focused on you, getting you to a higher level of proficiency even faster, because your training partner makes a difference. It's why I seek out the best training that I can. John Whitman for my Krav Maga training, Todd Fossey for integrative defense strategies. We bring in a local wrestling coach, Ike Anderson here. So, and it goes on and on. But accelerated learning, we've got that coming up. We have a Peaceful Warrior discount. If you guys are, whether you're a white belt here at Rocky Mountain Self-Defense and Fitness here in Castle Rock, little SEO, you can join this program and get the discounts. You get all your testing up to red belt covered. You've got other perks, 50% off clinics and seminars that I do, and other black belts here put on. It's a great way to motivate yourself to get on that black belt track. I've got some discounts on that Peaceful Warrior training. That's our black belt training. That's what we look at as the complete fighter. It's everything you can do. Our Citizen Defender, our Project Fit, functional fitness training. And people ask me, what do you do for workouts? I'm like, hey guys, the back room, get back there and train hard in there. A bunch of other perks, but you can do it, and it's on sale right now. So now's a great time. Don't come and ask for that discount that I was doing in 2023 when it's 2024. We are trying to run a business here. I've made sacrifices over the years, over and over again as a business owner, that you're not really getting what you need. And that sucks. You see a lot of business owners, in a lot of debt, trying to run their coffee shop, their restaurant. It's I haven't watched in a while, but Restaurant Impossible. These guys, look at their credit card debt. It's amazing. And if you haven't run a small business, maybe you should try. It'll give you a new enlightenment of how much work is on there. I just saw Donovan Britt from Krav Maga Las Vegas. We're just talking briefly how much work it takes now to run a gym, and how much this social media and getting out there, doing things like this, when I'd rather be on the floor training people, how much that takes. So everything's gone up, our property taxes, all sorts of stuff, guys. So we're trying to give you this discount and this promo now. You can't say you watch this podcast in 3 months and can I get that Peaceful Warrior discount? We cannot continually do that and remain in operation. That's just the way it is. It's just business. I wish I could hit Powerball and go, hey, I'd probably charge a nominal fee. I'd probably give it back to some sort of charities to hold people responsible for it. But I charge, next to nothing, or 24-hour fitness type of prices. But again, you get what you pay for. So guys, I've got to wrap this up. I've got a class coming up. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. Tell that self-doubt to go take a hike and get after it. Suck less, do something today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Take care, guys.